After getting in serious trouble as a teenager, my father told me I make a lot of mistakes, but fortunately, I only make them once. On this trip, I made a lot of mistakes. See if you can identify them and write them in the comments below. When the stress of deer season comes to a close, my close friends, Hank, Wes, and I return to the frigid outdoors for some low-stakes, high-energy squirrel hunting. But this time of year, the weather is usually not conducive to harvesting squirrels. They're held up with a stash of nuts wherever they can find warmth. But that does not stop us. The other tradition of squirrel camp is that if things can go wrong, they will go wrong at squirrel camp. Whether it's the escape from all other responsibilities or the hangover from weeks of deer hunting, gear failure, sloppy preparation, and lackluster hunting are inevitable. And squirrel camp becomes an exercise in ingenuity and stubborn resilience. I'm Scott Peasley, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Wild Generation. So this is my water line. And you can see it's frozen. Thought that might happen. I'm gonna warm up later today, and we have a stove that we can heat snow in, so it's not that big of a deal, but there it is. That's my water. All right, so 7 degrees out this morning when we took off. We did see some squirrels on the way in, which is a really good thing. Maybe they'll actually be moving. It's very difficult to find squirrels when it is so cold because they hibernate and they chill out and they eat the nuts that they have. But hopefully they're going to come out today and we're going to see something, and wish us luck. What we thought was a squirrel call was actually a large woodpecker. No squirrels all morning. Time for a coffee break and lunch. There's already ice forming on this. Look at the handle. It's already iced.
It's been in there maybe 5 minutes?
Maybe 5 minutes, yeah.
There's ice on the bottom of this too. It's a little slippery.
Yeah, it appears that my pin is leaking gas, which is not ideal. We'll see what happens with that. I brought 2 of those.
Alright, I wasn't sure.
It doesn't help that one's leaking.
Yeah, so you're actually losing some fuel?
No. I'm not gonna stop them. This is the only warm thing in these woods. Ah, and it is delightful. The inside of my hands are warm, and the outside of my hands are cold. So, we got that going for us, which is nice. Weston, how's your coffee?
Delightful.
Hank, how's your tea coming?
Slow, but sure.
Hank wants tea and coffee. I want a squirrel.
Yeah. Squirrel in my pants.
Did you just make a Phineas and Ferb reference?
I did.
That's fantastic. After a full afternoon of unsuccessful squirrel hunting, Weston had to leave, and Hank and I settled in for dinner and bedtime. All right, well, it's gonna get down to 3 degrees tonight, and that's probably why we haven't seen any squirrels, is because it is extremely cold out. Hank, how many squirrels did we get today?
0.
0 squirrels. High of 12 degrees, low of 7, and now it's going to be a low of 3 tonight. So, yeah, they didn't want to come out and play today. However, it's been awesome, and we're going to sleep in a tent overnight and get picked up in the morning, and yeah, still a good squirrel camp. And it turns out that my sleeping bag, which I don't know if you can see this. Hang on, there it is. See that sleeping bag right there? That is a child-sized sleeping bag. Stop laughing, Hank. It's not funny. We're gonna survive the night in a 3-degree climate in a child-sized sleeping bag. Stay tuned. Find my spoon. Should we pour a little bit out for Wes? Got eaten by the only squirrel we saw today. Poor Weston.
May his memory live on. Weston was a good man.
Adding that chicken broth to it was clutch.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Devin.
Tonight, I'm going to sleep in a child's sleeping bag. On my climate. With a
wool blanket over me.
And 4 or 5 hot hands.
4 or 5 hot hands. And we'll see what the 3-degree weather brings for me in the morning.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
We'll heat up that. Got a little leftover stew and stick it in the foot boxers.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Like my coal box.
Yeah.
A line of ice. It's got like 3 inches down.
So, I have my 4-foot sleeping bag that I'm going to sleep on tonight. I'm going to keep my hat on in order to just make sure that I don't lose heat out of my head. And I have these nice fluffy socks on to keep me warm. I have polypropylene under this, and then I have jeans because they're the only thing that don't have snow on them right now. Gonna keep my gloves on. I have on a vest, and then a polyester shirt, and then a Under Armour on underneath that, and we have a wool blanket that we're going to share, and whatever happens between me and Hank tonight is none of anybody's business because we got to stay warm.
It's all about survival.
It's all about survival. In my child sleeping bag.
Yeah, that's short.
Wish us luck.
Amen.
Sweet dreams. So I made it through the night. You can see that, I don't know if you can see it, but I have like ice down here on my beard. So it's pretty freaking cold. And none of the ice in here melted either. But I have a status report. All of my body parts are not actually frozen in the sense that they don't have like frostbite or anything. And Hank did steal the blankets last night, so he has all the wool blankets right now. I probably slept for maybe an hour in total, and the only thing that was a total saving grace is, I don't know where this thing went, but there is this muddy right here, this thing, is a electric heater that Hank gave me in the middle of the night, and I just put it between my legs, and it, like, circulated, like, you know, my blood circulated past it, and it was able to keep me kind of warm. But other than that, it was freezing all night, so don't sleep in your kids' 3-season sleeping bag in 3-degree weather, because it won't work that well. Anyway, we gotta get up soon, because we gotta eat breakfast and hike out, so alright, stay tuned.
There it is. It is 1 degree out right now. Packing up, ready to head out. Obstacles overcome evolve into stories of resilience, and while I certainly do not recommend being unprepared or not testing gear prior to the field, I believe I speak for the 3 of us when I say that Squirrel Camp 2022 was a wild success. We had fun, we bonded, and we tested our skills, and we learned how to improve for next year. There were lessons learned. Stay tuned, and I will make plenty of new mistakes. But until then, thanks for watching this episode of Wild Generation. There's still a few weeks left in squirrel season. Get outside and generate the wild within.